up, my people? It's your boy OT White, aka African
Teddy Bear.
Oh my God, guys! Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's your boy.
Send me my cash app. You know, you're paying us to give you a
I
shout out.
give you free edges, bro. You shut the fuck up.
Whoa.
Wow.
Started
I'm
aggressive.
just playing. I'm playing.
No, he's not.
Playing-ish. All right. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got some beautiful people in the studio with me, or with us. We got my boy.
Philly Designs General Overseer.
Yeah.
I like the new look with the hair.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know you noticed.
I'm digging it, bro.
Oh, true. You cut your hair short. I just
Yeah,
noticed.
just letting you know.
He did the big chop on Instagram. I saw it.
You remember he fake pumped us with the old.
The old one, it worked. I got a
Like,
call.
what?
I got a call from someone today. They were like, "Are you okay? Hope you're not trying to kill yourself because if you do a big chop." I was like, no, it's not that serious.
You're not going through nothing?
No, I'm very happy.
Also, we got a beautiful young lady in the studio with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, y'all. It's Errol D.
That's it?
That's
I
it.
mean, what can y'all find me under as? You mean tell y'all what you can find me under as?
I mean, you gonna like sauce it up a little
I
bit.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm Errol Dawn. Y'all can call me Errol D. Y'all can find me on Instagram at _ERROLDEE.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah, put a little stank on
I'm
it.
not the coordinator.
Overseer.
Also, we
You
got
can't
another
say
beautiful.
overseer during Black History Month too, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That's a very triggering term.
Oh yeah, shout out Black History Month.
Oh
man.
my God.
Thank you.
Halfway serious, you know.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Also, we got another beautiful young lady in the studio with us.
I'm Banke, the author, Banke Bupetu, writer, poet, dancer, comic. Love that.
I love it, man. Also, we got another incredible individual with us.
It's King Drewski, royalty, dancer, filmmaker, and your future husband.
This is escalating. Okay. You got overseers and future husbands.
So much going on.
And teddy bears. All right.
And we didn't even say you're welcome to
Oh yeah, you're
Wowo
welcome to.
Banter.
Wowo Banter.
Thank you for reminding me.
Man, so you're just going to do our audio guy like that?
Oh shit.
Damn.
You know he wearing
Should we
black.
do it
He
again?
just chilling the cut, man.
It's like Errol D.
My bad, bro. We also got an amazing individual in the studio with us.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing our sound today for us. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Or should we introduce you for you? Okay, my boy Chisel Ram Cheesy.
Yes.
What else I said about you? Nothing, that's it?
It's okay.
He's
an
the
amazing person. This guy is really
he's the number one Nigerian sex symbol in Houston.
You checking him out?
No. It's the pose. It's girls that tell me that. It's not like I'm checking you out.
The girls come and tell him.
The fact that they're telling you, we are not going to question anything.
Come and tell him.
But okay.
You think I don't know your level? I know your sexy
The
level.
girls.
Wow. Are you done?
Ladies.
I'm done.
You got your sister?
Yes. Sir.
All right. So today we're talking about African Americans and Africans.
On this dear, beautiful Black History Month.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a topic it's been near and dear to my heart for years. I went to TSU, it's HBCU, and that was my first time really interacting with African Americans. So, I really want to touch on this subject because it's like, people always say that, we don't like ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, why?
What's the issue?
Like, what's the issue? Why don't Africans like African Americans? Why don't African Americans like Africans?
But
What's the problem?
things are getting better.
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
After like Wakanda, the first one.
Yes.
Not afterwards.
So
got the ball rolling.
So let me ask you, you're African. Right? What do you identify as,
I'm
James?
a hybrid. I'm African. I'm Igbo mama.
Do you like African Americans?
I love African Americans.
What do you like about them?
So first of all, there's a lot of similarities
Mm-hmm.
because we are all the same. We're
Yes.
all Africans at the end of the day, right? So, for example, one thing I always tell people, like, as Africans, as Nigerians, we have Pidgin English, right? And African Americans have
Ebonics. Yeah.
right? Pidgin English is like patois, whatever, right? So that's in itself it's our own, like, without even the internet or anything necessarily connecting us, we need to bastardize this language.
Yes,
that
we
you
have
can
our own
get
language.
Yeah, you got to.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yes.
We knew how to do that, right?
Yes.
And then even in the way we did it, there's a lot of similarities. Like, for example, you say, I don't calm down.
Yeah.
African Americans say, I
I came down.
came down. Same shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same shit, bro. Like dancing.
Yes.
Nigerians, we not like we think they do that one. Now dancing is like our shit, you know.
Even when it comes to food.
Food, everything.
Have you tasted dirty rice? I think black people
I don't
dirty
really
rice.
like it like that. But it's
I feel like it's their own version of jollof rice.
It's not, but
No.
okay.
Yeah, I've tasted some.
No, why is it not? Why is
Or
it not?
is it jambalaya?
Jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
Now,
Jambalaya is
see,
the first.
yeah, I was about to say now jambalaya because I make jambalaya, and that is the closest thing I made to.
Jollof rice. 'Cause all of them have jambalaya, jollof rice. You know?
Wow.
Jambalaya is like jollof rice the second. You know how they make.
And I think
Jollof rice with the jam. So now
Yeah, I mean that jambalaya.
is it called Creole food or Louisiana? How do you say it? What's the way to say it, right?
Cajun,
But the
Creole.
food is that's the closest to.
And that's
I would
that's
say
what I
Nigeria
am. I'm
too.
American. I'm strictly American. I'm like third, fourth generation Haitian, but I'm extremely Creole, and I've been able to relate to the African community pretty well. You know, like the way they, we can relate as far as like they said, the culture, the food, the music, the dancing, entertainment. Period. The men, okay. Okay. I would not put that in the category. I think what's beautiful about black men is that y'all are fucking different. From America to Jamaica to Africa, from Nigeria to Ghana, them niggas is different.
Okay.
So no, we're not gonna do that one. But y'all are beautiful. They're all great.
So what are the common stereotypes?
I was gonna say misconception.
Okay. Okay. Hey.
Misconception. What are the common misconceptions?
Hey.
Like like the Americans have about Africans.
Yes,
And vice versa.
What are things that you had already had in your mind about Africans, and then you met Africans and encountered or interacted with Africans, and you were like, oh, you know what? I was tripping.
Right, well, the best thing about me, I've always been open to other cultures, and that's because my people are so freaking closed off. Like my people are extremely closed off. To this day, they be like, "All you listen to is that African music, Afro beats. You always with them Africans," and I'm like, "There's more. There's more here than whatever y'all have been taught, right?" So like growing up, we watching Feed the Africans.
Oh yes.
What's that song? In the eyes?
Yes. For 5 cents a day, you could help save Africa, the whole of Africa. For 5 cents. Wow.
So that's what I was grown up on. So when I my first real interaction with African was my first or second job. I would say it's my second job. I was about 16 years old. I was working at a movie theater in Texas City. I wasn't I wasn't fortunate enough to go to school with Africans. I was coming from a very small part of town right outside of Houston. So I didn't have it was no Asians, it was no Africans, it was blacks, whites, and Mexicans.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was no diversity. That's all I knew growing up.
Wow.
So my first African I met was when I was 16. I was working at the movie theater, but that wasn't deep, that wasn't. It wasn't a real interaction, but I was like, oh, he's fucking normal.
What?
So what did you expect, when you would see an African? What would you expect to see? I was like, your first time, before you met an African, and you heard of Africans, what would you think of,
Be honest. Don't worry. No,
it's gonna be one
this is a safe space.
Censor yourself and be put.
Hey, look. First of all, I'm gonna just say this. This is open.
We're going out
we're
today.
It's blunt as fuck.
Ignorant as.
Just be dropping it. You know what I'm saying? So
I didn't think, but I definitely didn't expect to see I didn't expect to hear clear, proper English for one. I did not expect that at all. I didn't expect for him to wear shoes.
I was supposed to say that, but I'm like,
it's allowed.
Wow.
No.
I knew he had work shoes, but once we start going out, I'm like, oh, my nigga, you wear clothes.
Yeah.
You got shoes.
Wow.
Yeah, fuck.
No.
I'm sorry. Oh, Lord,
Wow. Yo.
No, coworkers when y'all going out to the bar
Hang
and
out.
stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was friends with him. I still hit him up today, but I was friends with him until I was like 21, so I was able to go to the bars and shit like that. So that's my.
But what type of African was he? Was he like the one with the accent or the one that was born here?
He moved over here really, really young. He moved over like when he was 5.
So do you have an accent?
No, he know how to go there though.
So when was your first time meeting like a real authentic?
Yeah, authentic,
African.
non-GMO.
Probably Andrew.
Wow,
Messed up her whole thought process.
Right.
I'm a lot of people's first African. Wait, I'm your first African. I can't be your first African.
With the accent, with
Hardcore.
the whole,
Wow.
He is the first.
I refuse to believe that.
He's the first one.
For real?
I know y'all met me, because you met me on Afrovice Radio and TV, but you it was a lot of.
No, it was
still
Shola
very-
that introduced us.
Who?
Shola.
She do not remember him.
But
Lord
I think I met
Jesus.
him from Afrovice.
I don't know.
Either
'Cause-
way.
Anyway.
yeah, I'm saying that's how I got into the African community, is through Afrovice Radio and TV.
Oh, wow.
But all of them were like very Americanized.
Yeah.
This is the first African booty
Thank you.
With your
scratcher
full
that
chest.
I met.
Wow.
Like, like.
I don't be scratching my booty though.
I think for me, one of this is this stereotypes or misconceptions.
Misconceptions on human African.
I just assumed that they were lazy
Yes,
and
I
they were
assume
not
that too.
intelligent. Like
Yes.
when I say intelligent, book smart. Like I don't know where I learned it. It's just they know they do
Yeah.
school.
I feel
They
that.
don't like school.
Yes.
So I remember where it changed for me is I took a history class and I sat next to this guy. His name is Trey, and the other lady. They were both African American, but we always go to class together, sit in the same seat. So when we took the test, I got a 75 in that history class, first test, and I just was ready to flex on a Black American, like you know what, was smarter. So I went up to this guy. I went up to this guy with my. I said, "Bro, what did you get?" I got a 75. I didn't even wait for him to finish. I got a 75. He said, "Oh, that's what's up. I got a 95."
That's a big margin.
Like my whole,
It's like your whole mindset is like, wow.
my whole mindset just shattered there. Like,
Yeah, like you failed
because
your whole country.
you know, you know how bitch relax company.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me flex this 75, and you
Yeah.
tell me 50, and I'm like, you can study with me. The opposite. I started studying with them. The Nigerian
No,
with
so
all the intelligence.
It's funny that you say that because
Crazy.
Me too. Like, I had that same mindset. I didn't feel like they were smart. I went to shout out to TSU, HBC, and I would rather fail than cheat off an African American because I'm like, I'm going to fail anyway. So there's no way he knows, but that is how I felt.
It was bad.
It was that
But
bad.
here you
like-
are the one thinking to cheat, though.
Yeah.
Right.
No, so see-
we'll get into
No,
African
no.
scammers.
Hey!
But speaking of misconceptions, but I'll hold off. Keep going.
No. Let me tell you, see this thing about Africa, Nigerians. Smartness is not being like you know it. Smartness is like I'm gonna get it any way possible.
Yeah.
So even if I'm cheating, it's
A
like
plus.
I have to be sure of the source.
Yeah.
So in my head it's like, nah, there's no way this guy knows better than me. He's African American.
So I'm going to say this: if that is how you feel, the similarities was we also feel the same way. So if I don't have it, I'm cheating off the white person next to me. So you better cheat off of me. Are
So-
you silly?
So we have one common enemy.
It's happening. We're
Yeah, but
gonna
it was a common misconception. But then I realized that okay, these people are smart too. They get brain.
Yeah, so I want to break into this, right? Because you guys know I'm a green card baby. My mother is Black American. She's from Florida. My father is Nigerian by way of the Kiti.
Explain green
right?
card baby. Explain green card baby.
So green card baby being that one of the resources that, first off, you guys are here because our people paved the way,
Facts.
right? And we paved the way in blood.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then also in more tangible, concrete, recent ways, a lot of Africans, when they first come to this country in regards to citizenship, they have to marry an American.
Yes.
And most of these Africans marry African Americans or what you call a kata. But I'll wait before we get to the kata part, right? 'Cause that's a very loaded term. It's a very loaded term, right? So I have an interesting perspective on this because I've been around Black Americans who will forget that I'm Nigerian. They speak freely about what they think about Africans and vice versa. So when the idea is that, Black Americans are not smart or we're lazy and all these misconceptions, because you guys didn't know the history, right?
Yes.
But one of the first things that Black Americans did once slavery was over was what? Built schools. If you know the history of the Reconstruction, like we had the most, congressmen, senators. If Black Americans didn't face like the worst racism oppression that the world has ever seen, we would have lapped our oppressors in one generation.
Facts.
So it's almost like white people have to be racist in regards to self-interest, because other words, we will body these niggas. Whether it's arts, into the academics, sports, any way that you gauge,
we're good.
In every
right.
aspect.
So I just wanted to break in with that, and then in regards to the way Black Americans sometimes view Africans, right? So when you are, especially Nigerian to be specific, we are raised to believe that you are the best. That's a part of the culture. It's a certain cockiness and, that's confidence. I didn't even want to say cocky, right?
Slightly condescending.
You're right,
Slightly.
and that's the thing, right? So it's like a superiority complex.
Yeah,
so when African Americans are, meeting Nigerians, the first thing is, oh, these niggas think they better than everybody. And I get that a lot, even in being in the entertainment, the comedy circles, right? It's like, oh, you cool, but them niggas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just feel,
No, that's for real.
because if you don't know that we are beats and to believe that we are the best, if you don't know that, right, then it just seems like we're being condescending or, have a superiority complex, which is sometimes it's true.
Usually in my experience, if someone is saying, you feel like you this, you feel like you're better than me, it's probably because you think I'm better than you. Is usually what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like sometimes when African Americans say, oh, you think you're better than us, it's because they see something in us that they wish they had, right? Which makes them feel like.
But to step in on what you said is, remember what Banker said, is that a lot of the stuff that we are feeling special about, they paved the way for.
Yes.
Because if we go into the nitty gritty, when our parents came here or our family that are above us, when they came here, those people were giving our parents the jobs to not give the Black Americans the jobs.
Yes.
So when we got the jobs, our parents did well, then they could afford to bring us here. So we thought we were better. And there was this energy that our parents created because they were in the schools to replace Black Americans. And then they felt, that was even where the superiority probably even came from, where it's like, we're in schools, but they're not. And then when our parents come and tell us, when you come here, I remember, I didn't even learn it from my own parents. I just knew when I came to America, you're supposed to associate with only white people.
Yes.
Like I don't even know where. Nobody sat me down. I just assumed that when I got here, you mess with only white people because that's your way.
You know why?
And
White media. Because when we were growing up in Nigeria, what did we watch?
I
It was
thought
Home
African Americans were
Alone.
violent. That's what I thought.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
all
I thought
we
it was
watched
violent.
all we watched growing up in Nigeria was white media, and then any other
Everything.
depiction of black people were gangsters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Thugs,
So
all that
every
stupid
Nigerian
stuff.
is a coon coming here first. Because I remember
Full
sitting
on.
on the plane, like seeing all these white people. I feel like I was in a Hollywood movie because I was like, oh my god,
Felt
this guy
special
look like
on a plane.
Yes, on the plane.
I was like, yes.
Then even coming here, I was hoping because the American dream is I'm coming here to date a blonde hair, blue-eyed woman, and then I end up at TSU. Best decision of my life.
So let me ask this, right? And this is for both parties, like African Americans and the Africans, right? So, what was your first interaction with the opposing side, right? That changed your mindset and how you felt about them.
For me, the best thing that ever happened to me was getting the RA job, resident assistant in U of H, because it's okay.
Professional
But
snitch. Go ahead.
professional snitch, but that saved me because when you become an RA, you're in charge of over 20-something people on the floor, and you have to talk to them. That was your job requirement. And don't forget, you're coming from Nigeria with all the stereotype on your mind.
Yes.
And they gave me, no disrespect, they gave me the blackest floor. Like Bates 10, I don't even remember the number, but I just had many black students on the floor. And I have to talk to them. So it's like, when you talk to them, it's like, wait, every interaction with every resident is just destroying every stereotype every day. So that was what was like very important to me in my growing up in America kind of energy. That was very changed everything.
Part of that is because it's in a university setting.
Yes.
That in itself it's against the stereotype.
Yeah.
African Americans. You know what I'm saying? So there you're gonna see a different, because I always say there's a difference between African Americans and a difference between niggas.
Yes.
Niggas don't go to college, bro.
Yeah.
African Americans go to college, and that's when I really started being like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. We kind of be on the same wavelength. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with.
The way you use
There's some
the
African Americans who don't go to college too.
I mean that too. That too.
And there's some niggas in college.
Yeah.
But the niggas that go to college don't last in college. Like, by the time they get their first refund check, they done got rims. And
rims. Yeah.
I feel targeted.
Because I remember when I moved to U of H, my brother was like, "Don't be shocked by what you see in the towers." I was like, "What does that mean?" He said there are some people they've been there for 6 years and they're still going to be there when you graduate. I was like, "Come on now,
Yes, it is.
come on now." But I went to the towers, and it's just everybody has Banter was saying, there's the bad side and there's always the good side. Like the scammer you're talking about, they are still the Nigerians or the Africans that are scholars and doing good things. It was the same as U of H, because what he was talking about, immediately I got to school, I just saw them. They were sitting at the towers trying to talk to girls. The other one just smoked his whole life away, and you're like, that's what they were showing us on TV. You know, but then you go to class and you're like, wait, there's something off. Like, this one is serious about life and this one is not. Yeah. So that's my own take on that. It's like everybody's different, extremes.
Well, for me, it's going to a black school. Because I didn't have any reservations about black people coming here. I just knew I only saw white people. So me, I love black people. I got a lot of discrimination from them. Like how you were saying shoes. Someone asked me, how does it feel to wear shoes? That was a black person.
Yeah, there was one about what you're wearing right now is pajamas.
Like a black person called what I wore pajamas.
Why you always wearing PJs?
Called me Kunta Kinte. I didn't even know who Kunta Kinte was. I had to do research. And then at the time when I came, the hottest person then was Michael Blackson. So people would just walk up to me and say, "Oh, you African? See, I can't get jiggy with this shit." And then my dumbass would be like, "Okay, I can't get jiggy with this shit." And then I start laughing.
Oh man.
So, but then it's like I had to build, like at first, like, because a lot of my Nigerian counterparts were very angry. They didn't like black people. Because even fresh off the boat, I didn't get caught fresh off the boat by a white person. I got caught fresh off the boat by a black person. But in my head, I had to come back and okay, it's not their fault. It's the media. Because everybody I talk to is either this is their version of Africa, like for 5 cents a day or coming to America.
That's it.
That's
you
it.
just took the words out my mouth.
That was it.
That's it.
And these left an impression, right? So growing up, that's what I heard. Like, oh, do you have lions? And
Yes,
zebras
yeah,
in
they
your
asked me
backyard?
that too.
And even though Coming to America was, I mean, obviously it's a parody, but ultimately, though, the imagery was positive.
Positive,
right?
yes.
Because they were royal and they
Yes.
had all of these things.
Yes.
And I think that for Africans who are only encountering white media back home, for the most part, black Americans are either not in there or it's the negative stuff. It's the gangster music, it's hip hop or whatever. So I think that's why now you find more of a authentic melting pot.
Yes.
Because we're no longer just subject to mainstream media. We have social media.
And people are traveling.
And people are
Because a
traveling.
lot of black people were not traveling. They were just getting fed the media.
Right.
Even a black person in the cafeteria. This is my first week in TSU. I'm eating. Someone tells me straight up, like a black person, he hears my accent. Oh, you're Nigerian. Say, you people sold us. And then now you're coming to enjoy the fruits of our labor. I'm like, I wasn't there. I didn't even know. Because I didn't know that we sold ourselves. I thought they just came and took us.
But I feel like even with that, that's a fraction of the real truth, though. It's like, bro, if you look at the numbers, like the amount of people who actually maybe sold people into slavery, minute compared to the ones that were actually captured.
Right, captured.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they were stolen, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's just a slither. That's something. That's just propaganda used to separate.
Divide.
Because Nigerians, we don't know anything about slavery. We don't know about our history. We know nothing about slavery.
That one because in regards to, right, you said you guys don't know much about slavery or the slave trade, right? And I feel like that's where Ghana has done a way better job than Nigeria in that they have kind of
Shout out to Ghana.
And they teach the history. So
Sorry. In Nigeria, they teach it too.
Okay.
It's just when we came here, we don't understand the American slavery. We understand what happened like how the slavery happened from Nigerian point of view.
Yeah,
The
but in Nigeria,
slave trade was taught to us. We had to go to excursions to learn that stuff.
But it was an elective. It wasn't
believe-
compulsory.
no. We're talking about Nigeria because I want to just fix what you're saying.
Absolutely. So let me ask you. So were you guys taught that it was only a small group that was who entered the slave trade because of other Africans, or did you think that Europeans just came and picked them up on their own?
We were, so what was taught to us is how they came, what they offered, the Christianity. Don't forget, they're still giving us the American version.
Yeah.
Right.
The European is what they're teaching us.
Yes.
So we also still know the
we
European
know the
version.
basic, we know the,
For Christianity, Mary Slessor, all that
yes.
bullshit. But we had to learn it, so we understand. But when you come here, you
It's
don't
a different
understand
history.
the American.
Yes.
The slavery here is what we have no clue about.
Because
the most dangerous thing is, my girlfriend was teaching me about MLK Day, which just passed, right? And I did not even know MLK's wife. She said the name, and I was like, okay, who's that?
What's the name right now?
I still don't know. You failed. I know I failed, but that is a lesson because.
Coretta Scott King, may she rest in peace.
Thank you. And I didn't know, and I wasn't even moved. I was like, why? She was angry, and I was like, why are you angry? I don't know this. But the fact is, when you come here, they're teaching us African American studies as electives.
Yes.
So I don't even have to take it.
Even in my school, there's a black school, it's an elective.
Which is weird, because even when I took it, there were only 10 people in the class. 10 people, and there was one white guy, and they kept telling him sorry in class. I'm like, sorry you're here. He didn't have to take it. Why did you take it? They were always talking to this white guy, like, why is he even in class? But black people, that was the energy. Like, that was the first time I understood, man, they fucked up royally in this country. Because every time this girl would be so passionate, she would cry in class. And I'm like, this thing is serious.
Bro.
Because what we know
Yes.
is something else. But she would be every week, without fail, she would tell you one story about oppression, and you're like,
Yes.
And this is what I majored in. I majored in African American studies because I wanted to know more about both sides of myself, right? I wanted to know more about what happened on the continent. I wanted to know more about colonization. I wanted to know about apartheid. And then I wanted to know the black history that they never taught us, right? That not just the slavery and the roots and the Kunta Kinte, but I wanted to know more about the ways that black people resisted. I wanted to know about slave rebellions or the maroon societies and the islands. And, so again, that's why I can sit here and say, like, if you know your history, you would know that black Americans have done above and beyond to make up for everything that has happened to us.
I was gonna ask, right? So, like, being African American, and this applies to you too, Bucket, since you got traces of that.
what do you mean?
No, so has like
So respect on her.
Did slavery directly affect your family or your lineage?
Absolutely. If you're black in America, it directly affected you.
I ain't talking about black in America. I'm talking about your family.
For sure. If you have a black family
Yes.
in America and you're part of it, it affected you. Absolutely.
Positive.
For sure. Our people are traumatized. My grandmother still tells me stories like she was a child and her grandmother's telling her the story.
Yeah.
And it's like, we still have to click on our phones on social media
to
apps
see
and
trash.
see the shit that they're trying to shove down our throats. We still have to.
Say your mind. Say your mind.
The fact that we can pull up MLK or Malcolm X speech and they are saying,
we have, thankfully, but we still have something such called a Black History Month that we have to dedicate just to inform the people, like, this is what has happened in this country. Like, we're most definitely affected. Like, we still to this day have problems understanding the system we in, breaking out free from the system, like, and since we
fighting for rights that
and since when we were free and we was building these schools and building these societies, and they came and bombed us. They came and
Tulsa.
destroyed them. Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street. They destroyed what we did. So our people go to, okay, we trying. Now fuck it, y'all not fucking, y'all not letting us do it. So fuck it. So you got a lot of black people who is like, angry. I'm not worried about going to school. I'm not worried about fucking with the system. I'm not worried about building my credit because I just need to survive at this point because they're not gonna let me live how I feel like I should live.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I feel like slavery has affected my family positively and negatively, right? And I'm going to talk about the positive parts because slaves were crossbred for survival.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're talking about ancestry, like, so, you know, when you're Nigerian, it's all about your lineage. You know, like, you know, you can
What's
go
your
all the
name?
way. You can go all the way back to the name. But with Black Americans, we can't do that. But what we do know is that if your people are still here, you are survival of the fittest,
You're a
right? You
winner.
are the best. Like, so I claim the Ashanti tribe. I don't need to give random people my DNA. Like, I know that there's a rebelliousness, there's a resilience in my family's bloodline that I'm like, okay, that feels like Ashanti to me. And then in regards to the negatives, I think it's slavery, but then it's, you know, it's Jim Crow, it's redlining, you know, and George Floyd taught us that, right? So when people say, oh, you know, they look at American history like, oh, y'all still complaining about slavery, but no, it's just the reiterations of the same oppression caste system, particularly the prison industrial complex.
Yes.
Like a lot of my first cousins are locked up. My mother migrated from Florida to Rochester, New York as a part of the Great Migration. And if you know your history, most Black Americans moved from the South going up north because they were facing violence. Like there used to be 2 to 3 lynchings every day in the
All
South.
the way up to Canada.
And most of those people that were lynched were business owners. They didn't lynch the niggas, right? They lynched the people. Exactly.
Man. Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
No.
This is some real
I'm
stuff.
not doing funny today.
This is like the stuff I learned.
This
that,
stuff
like,
we need to
changed
talk
my
about.
Mindset, you know,
Because-
going to TSU because I did take African American studies, and it opened my mind when I finally started actually coming to class. You know what I'm saying? It opened my mind, bro, and I was like,
But I wasn't happy.
this is crazy, bro. Like this what y'all
Yeah.
going through, like.
Yeah.
you
And
know,
and another problem with us is like a lot of us, since we are so shit off to the idea of this world that we're here in America, we don't travel. We're just now
Yes.
starting to get outside of the
Yes.
American walls and figure out more things, learn more things.
And making more friends
And
because
making more
that is the
friends.
most important thing. Because when I say friends, it's very important because I did not even come to the Black American side until 2018.
Yes.
That's what can you imagine? 2018 is recent that I'm even joining in because we didn't know better.
Let's talk
Because
BLM.
let's talk BLM. Let's talk
BLM,
about
yes.
the shootings and all that
Yes.
stuff. We were not in
Yeah,
support
Nigerians
of-
were not in
like-
support of BLM
and I'm
till
talking,
2020.
I'm talking from my mindset, right? Where it's like
it didn't directly affect you.
Yeah.
It felt like it didn't directly affect you.
it didn't directly affect us. That was the first issue. And then we had our own trauma that we're bringing into the issue.
Yes.
It's like a police shot you. Why were you talking back?
Yes.
Because we're coming from our Nigeria fear
Yes.
where
Yes.
if police talk to you, you lie
Yes.
down.
Yes.
But here it's like you have rights and
Yes.
you're crying, you're shouting. My friend, just leave
Yes.
the police alone. He will leave you alone.
Yes.
Until it was honestly until like they started killing people left, right, and
Yes.
the news was just dropping it.
Yeah.
Well,
And you're
here's
like,
the thing, right?
wait till it could actually be me.
Well, let me stop you right
Next,
there. Let me stop you right
you
there.
know?
The thing is, it's not like they just started killing.
No, sorry.
This has been going on.
It's been going on.
Because of technology, bro.
Yeah.
This has been going on
Forever.
forever.
Yes.
It just feels like it's now amplified, but no,
Yes.
it's pretty much the same pace, bro.
Because
It's the same.
Yeah. And that, do you know why? Because Nigerians were programmed to like listen to instructions. So we are the yes sir.
Yes,
man.
master.
So if police pull you over,
yes, sir.
it's yes sir. Yes, man. Remember when we got pulled over when we were going to Indiana and the police
Traumatic
came?
experience.
This guy like, why are you pulling me over, sir? I mean, we're like, guy, why are you asking this guy questions?
Oh, yeah,
Please.
So pretty much.
And that's the problem I'm gonna say over here.
Yeah.
They'll tell us, "Oh, you have the right to question these things,"
Yeah.
but you this skin color, baby. No, you don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you don't. They need to be teaching us what they teach them in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Because ain't
No. But
questioning
no.
police.
But let me fix that because what we thought
Yes.
was right is wrong.
Yes, it's wrong.
Because no, you should. No, you shouldn't because what
have
you're
your
learning
rights, bro. You're
what
equal.
you're learning here is you have rights.
You have
Nigeria, they've stripped our rights.
Yeah, stripped our
so
rights.
now we need to be more like
Yes.
y'all. But we're coming from fear. Because when you meet them, it's like, yes, it's my right. I'm like, hey, right.
Yes.
We don't even know
This
it.
is the thing
African Americans
understand,
know
right?
their rights. They know what belongs to them.
Y'all were enslaved here. We were enslaved
There. And then there's also apartheid. South Africa have their own version of slavery.
Like
Yeah.
we are, it's the same oppression.
Yes.
Bro. Different flavor. I
Yes.
swear to God. Like it's the same.
Well.
Man, look.
I feel
Let
like
me ask
You
y'all.
know 2020, right? That's when we had the whole thing in Nigeria with the
NSARS.
NSARS.
Yeah.
And everybody was shocked.
Black
It was
Lives
George
Matter.
Floyd, and then it was
Bro,
NSARS.
It was this energy. It was
Like you
something,
finally
and you're
got
like,
it.
Damn, we're
Yes.
the same, bro.
Yes.
Finally got it
The
because
world don't give a
you
shit
know what
about
was so
us.
crazy? I remember there was this girl. She was like, "So y'all go through what we go through, but you guys act like you're royalty." Yeah. And I was like, "Damn!" Like NSARS was the embarrassment of Nigerians at
Yes.
its fullest level because
Yes.
we were always doing that condescending number one best music,
Yes.
food,
Yeah.
and then our whole yash just opened.
All of
Bam!
our
Yes.
business was
You
out
are
there.
worse
Yes.
than us. Like that
Yes,
was what she
because
said.
you know why Nigeria is worse? Because we are the same people discriminating
Against each other.
It's racism,
People
but we
don't
are
know the
the same.
history of colonization to know how the Europe,
How
or
they
the
do it.
Europe, how they
Division.
created it. So I have a point and I have a question, right? I think that the thing that separates Black Americans from Africans is again the name and the history, and I think that's what a lot of Black Americans are searching for now, which is why again they're giving these companies their DNA, and for the most part, the only thing they tell them is West Africa. Nigga, I could have told you that for $74.
Yeah.
Not even a full 200, right? So I think that is what kind of gives Nigerians our power, because at the end of the day, you know,
I know where I'm
I know
from.
a Wupe too means warrior, right? So even when I'm on my, I'm having my worst day, it's something in me that will always rise up. But you guys asked us the question of, do we feel directly impacted by slavery? How have y'all families been directly impacted by colonization? Can
We're
we talk
still
about
inside.
that?
We're still inside because, like, even the educational system is the white
It's by
system.
them.
It's by them.
The whole setup
The
is
whole
by
setup.
them.
You know.
In fact, the way they set up Nigeria,
Yes.
and I'm just talking from Nigerian point of view of politics, they
It's the
set it
same
up.
way.
We're following their
Yes.
system. It's not our system.
It's not at all.
Because the Nigeria problem that they've created is the division, right?
Yes.
Which is showing up right
Yes.
now because our political, our election is next month.
Yes.
And we are still, and we're still talking about his Igbo.
Oh, yeah.
Tribalism.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
still
Yes.
2023.
See.
That is our conversation.
Let me
Not
tell
he will do stuff for us.
The slavery thing was so thought of. I feel like they thought of it 400 years ahead.
They set it up.
Because, like, I was talking to this old Nigerian lawyer in Dallas. He's like, do you know, like, Nigeria, like, how they messed us up is Nigeria is actually 250 tribes. That's supposed to be 250 different countries of its own with
or
different
even
languages.
territories or you know,
So now that we're all trying to, like, meet in the middle, but it's like,
and find.
And then the only commonality is
yeah,
the British.
it's too much because, like, you are Ijo, because everybody knows only Hausa, Yoruba,
And Igbo.
There's way more tribes.
Even
in
inside
Nigeria.
that.
Good try. Tell us who you from.
Idoma, shout out to us. There's only 5 of us in America. We travel. I'm a unicorn. I always tell a guy, if you talk to me, you're never going to talk to another Idoma guy.
Hey.
You know, when they talk Yoruba demons, I can't relate. Igbo demons, I can't relate. I'm just my own entity.
Oh, this guy.
But yeah, even with the history, like Nigerians, we don't even know our history.
Yeah.
The only thing we know is
they've even hidden our history
Yes.
from us. Like this.
the only thing we know is
like Biafra.
our independence.
We don't even know
And
nothing
when
about
Nigeria became a
Biafra.
republic, what else do you know?
And it happened.
Right. And that's major. So can you talk
Civil
about
War. I don't even know
We
it.
don't know.
My dad
The
just
Civil
taught
War?
me 2 years ago when
Yes.
I got so angry at Igbo people
Yeah.
calling me that I'm not Igbo.
Yeah, they say
And I
Igbo
was
people are
like,
trying to
"Dad,
have
why
their
is
own
this-
country.
Why is this happening? And no,
Yeah, no.
just no, he would get angry and everything. But even when my dad was teaching me, because I relate with Yoruba people more, and because I grew up in Lagos, so I act more Yoruba. I can speak up the language even a little bit better than Igbo, right? So I don't really associate with Igbo people like that until when I came here.
Yes.
And when I came here, the first thing I'm hearing is I'm not full Igbo.
Yes.
And I'm like, but my name is Chukunos. But even here, there is an issue. And then Yoruba is fighting Igbo here.
Yes.
Why?
It doesn't matter.
You know,
Bro.
where it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter
We're
here.
still angry.
Ophelia, let's call some people. I remember NSAS.
Yeah,
Remember
anyway,
NSAS?
anyway.
Even in the middle of NSAS, there was like the biggest protest they had in Houston.
And they
There was a
separated-
tribalistic war.
They still found a way
Yes.
to
Someone in
separate
America was
NSAS
saying,
in
"Oh,
Houston.
do you know what their people did to us during the Civil War?" I'm like, "Wait, we're
Bruh.
in America."
Right, and then the
which means they are
That was
teaching
like the
them.
60s, right?
Yeah, 60s.
So again, that's still so fresh. So when we're
Fresh.
talking about Black
Yeah, my parents were
Americans,
alive.
Like they almost killed my dad.
right? So all
Like we're
these
talking some real
historical
stuff.
things, they get passed down. You get
Yeah.
passionate,
The
right? So
anger.
you see, we turned up when we were talking about what
Yeah.
happened to us, and then now we started
The
talking
energy
about
gone up.
colonization. It's the same thing,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. So I think that when we know all these things, we can understand the triggers that different
Yes.
people have.
Yes. Does the word akata trigger you?
It's like nigga. It depends on the context and who's saying it, right?
So with this word akata, right? This is my thing. First of all, it means the definition from my research is wild animal, right?
or a
That's
wildcat.
or yeah, something like a fox or
Yeah.
something like that is what it's supposed to mean, right? And honestly, I hate that African Americans know what it means now because you can't even say it anymore.
No, but when you
Good, nigga.
but when you were saying it, did you know it was wild animal? No, when I said I thought it was just
I didn't even know it was wild.
to the like that, an African American is an akata. I didn't think it was a bad
It
thing.
meant African American, right? But now, even knowing the root
Yes.
meaning, I will feel like when I say it.
Is it worse than nigger?
It feels worse.
Yeah, like wild
Depends on
animal.
the context. And again, when we're talking about media, so there was a film in the late 90s called Sugar Hill. Wesley Snipes starred in it. And he was talking to some Nigerians, and they call him an akata. And then he asked him, what does it mean? And he said, cotton picker. So a lot of Black
yes.
Americans, when we hear akata, that's the context that we have, that it means cotton picker. So whether it means wildcat, fox, wherever
It's
it's
the
born
wrong
away
thing.
It's
from
just
home,
wrong.
or whether it's cotton picker, for the most part, it's a negative connotation. And if you're keeping it real, most of the times that you've said it or heard it, it has been derogatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. No, nobody. You can't say it outside, so you know
Okay.
you shouldn't say it.
So don't be offended. Like if I was gonna describe you to my to Ophelia,
To a
I'd be
Nigerian
like, okay, she's half Akata, half Nigerian. Is that is that
The way
derogatory
you
in that
said
term?
it is for me to have context of where
Oh,
she's
she's
from.
half black.
I'll put it like this. I feel like even that word akata, right?
Yes.
It has a generational divide. When
Yes.
our parents say akata,
Yes.
it means something different.
Yes.
Than when we say akata. When we say
Wow.
akata, we just mean African American.
Yeah, it's African
When our parents say akata, they mean you fucking nigga, coon ass,
Anger,
slave. You know what I'm saying?
everything
They say
negative
Everything negative.
in
like,
their chest.
Okay, so
Now I see why the old people
where did
feel
the
the way
African-
about the word nigga, 'cause
where did the African booty scratcher come from? Who was the first African?
Amongst you, scratch your booty in
I
public
just said
for the
like,
first time.
who was the person that disgraced the whole Africa? Then now they know that we are all scratching booty.
James don't have yash to scratch, so it's like shit.
Nah.
now you checking on my booty, bro. Okay.
Because there's such a unique insult. African booty scratcher.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, they think that's
It's
what we do.
the
Like,
same,
no.
though. Because at
Do
the
you
end of
know
the
one-
day, you know your people, where you come
Yeah.
from. When y'all call us a kata,
Yes.
that shit hurts your soul. Because
Yes.
it's like,
And
I
it's-
can't retort back with, oh, no, I'm from this village.
Yes.
I don't know, nigga. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that's one thing we have in common. We know how to yab. We know how to embarrass.
Yeah.
Like we know how to roast. Have you ever gone to the barber shop? Hey,
shout out to OC White.
the black barber shop.
Shout out
That's
to
who
OT
you
White.
That's actually what I was gonna touch on. I was gonna ask what are similarities that between both of us.
Besides roasting.
We both like to have a good time, man.
Facts.
Yeah.
We both love booty.
What I do agree with Black Africans all
As a
around
whole.
the world, it's a love thing. Like we really enjoy peace,
Yes.
soft life,
Yes.
like soft.
Yes.
like,
Don't disturb
do
me. I
not
won't
wanna
disturb
Like
you.
no stress.
I want to try my hardest. I want to give my best, but if my best is not equal, like met, I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna say fuck this because this is crazy and I can't deal.
Yeah.
But
Another similarity I like between both of us is we are creative, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
We create everything.
music.
Everything.
And if you're talking about
The light
American
bulb.
culture, it's Black American culture. When people think
Yes.
about America, they think
The
about
whole
hip hop,
thing.
they think about rock and roll, they think about jazz. And who invented all of that?
Black.
My people. Again, because it's a hybrid of
Yes.
tribes,
It's
nigga. We
actually-
the best of the
it's
best.
actually deep, that's spiritual, bro. I've seen a video where they were showing Africans in Africa dancing, doing like why we tribal village
Yeah.
and
Yes.
stuff. And bro, they're doing I've seen like the moonwalk, bro.
Yes.
This is from like back in I want to say the 40s or something. Moonwalk, like
All the
little
moves.
slight breakdancing, little shits, like little things,
It's
bro.
in our DNA.
Yeah,
there.
it's ancestors, bro. They
Yes.
tuning in. It's like some Wi-Fi type shit. You know what I'm saying?
The fun, the
they connecting,
dancing.
bro.
Everything, music.
Yes.
Music.
And you know, for me, one thing that we all have in common that is also killing us as a people. We are too forgiving. We forgive our oppressors.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's
Like
a fact.
we,
But
that's
again,
the same thing going in
spiritual, right?
Nigeria,
We
same
are
thing in
God's
America.
people, because we
Yeah.
forgive
Yes.
things that nobody else
Like
in
it
the
didn't
world
Because
happen.
forgive.
we have
It
been
didn't happen.
targeted, but no matter what, we still be thriving.
And we have joy.
Yes.
Like, no matter what y'all take from us, like you
Yes.
cannot, you can't strip us
Uncontrollable.
of that.
That's why
what
these
the
other people
spirit-
don't understand us. It's like after all we've done, that's why they are scared
That's
of
why
us. That's
they're
why they have
scared.
guns.
Nigeria ranked happiest
Yes.
country in the world one time.
Yeah, Nigeria was once ranked the happiest country
Yes.
for most religious.
All this shit going on.
And that
Yes.
Exactly. All that people don't have. That was the best part of being
Suffering
back home.
and smiling.
Seeing people with nothing,
Yeah.
and they still have this joy
Still
that you
finding a
cannot
way.
extinguish.
And that's one thing I will say about like what I do enjoy about like learning the African culture. A lot of Africans will come over here and they'll hear me or my friends complain about being American and being over here and like not really having something like a culture to really grab onto. They'll be like, "Y'all are so ungrateful," and I'm like, "We're not ungrateful. I've had this life. I've lived it. I've been raised in it. I don't mind actually going to be in a village and living a simple life, being happy with the
said that's
earth
where you're
and the
happy.
earth.
Yeah, that's
like,
what happened.
I don't feel like that would hurt me. I feel like I would
But
be
see, that's the
grateful
thing.
for
That's
that
not
as
what
well.
Nigeria is, though. You have soft life in Nigeria. You don't have to
No,
go
I
live.
know y'all go crazy over there.
Yeah, we go crazy. See,
I know, I ain't
see,
trying to be
because in Nigeria, if you are rich in Nigeria,
With the pizza,
Yeah.
rich in Nigeria.
you are rich. You are
Being
actually
in Nigeria
rich.
is better than being rich over here.
Yes.
What's the craziest? So you talked about somebody, rolling up on you, like you sold us. I have this joke, and it happened from real life. This Black American man asked me, he's like, "Is it true what they say about Nigerians? If you fuck one, y'all steal our soul."
Jesus.
He was dead ass. Like, so
I
what
mean,
are
it's
so what
partially
are the
true.
personal misconceptions that you've had to deal with or like
I knew
overcome?
this African American chick that snatched my soul one time.
Oh, I don't know. Some that they feel like all of us got money because we be quick
No,
to spend.
no. One guy came up to me and was like, "So if I bring $100 to your country, I'm rich, right? I'm rich, right?" And y'all listen to Tupac.
day.
It's
Rich is
2007.
relative, 'cause if you go to my village with $100, you lucky a lit nigga for like about a day.
Day, right?
24 hours?
You lit as fuck, bro.
Just for 24 hours, though.
You know $100 is right now. It's like what, 72K or something like that.
Yeah, it's
You,
heavy.
you,
2,000 for my village.
you know, spending in Lagos is the same thing as spending in America. You might spend more.
Our
Lagos
city
were
life
empty.
Lagos-
is very close to
Lagos, they are spending the same thing as spending in America, if not more.
Except for it's black people on the money. I mean, that makes a difference. That makes a difference.
Yeah, because people in Nigeria actually have money. In America, people are rich off credit. So if a Nigerian has a Bentley in Nigeria, he bought that in cash.
complete.
You know.
Probably with Ghana must go
Yes.
cash.
And I'm so sorry. And that's another little fact right there that be thrown out. I've had problems where it's like the Africans will come over here and they'll be looking down. They won't understand why the Black American hasn't traveled or done this or been there, experienced that. I'm like, nigga, y'all had enough money to bring y'all ass over here. We don't even have enough money to go down the street. Chill out, like
It's true.
Y'all great.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all.
No, it's true because I know there are some black people that have not even left Houston.
Exactly.
Talk less of like going to another state.
Don't even be thinking about moving that far around. Y'all don't got enough money to come over here. I can't
It's not a matter of lack of money. I think it's what we spend the money on. So
Yeah.
again, if there are
Priorities.
people whose pride has been stripped, you gotta have them Jordans. You have to have them. Like,
Yes.
Because you're compensating.
That's
You know what
another
I mean?
culture shock.
Right.
Because I was like, for J's, the amount of money, I still cannot. I don't have a single J in my house.
Right.
I've been here how long?
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I got you this
But to
Christmas. bro.
somebody,
I'm gonna get you your first pair of J's this Christmas.
and the way I would say thank you is
birthday is
thank
weekend.
you.
Another thing that threw me off, I might get canceled for this. I don't give a fuck.
You can't get
Get to the
cancelled.
real shit.
Like another thing that threw me off was the baby mama culture. I was like, when I
Yeah,
came
let's
to
do that.
America, because in Nigeria it's like it's almost everybody
crime.
gets married in wedlock. It's to the point where if you get pregnant outside
You are
wedlock,
marrying her.
you are dead.
You are
It's either
marrying her.
it's marriage or death.
Right.
Like people even
Hey,
find
hey,
it.
hey, the way they will hear death is different. It's not death. You're just in trouble.
Yeah.
Because the way they will hear it is very different.
It's close to death, oh.
No.
No, because
For the longest, that happened literally around Jim Crow time when they was where the government was, supplying women with so many benefits that the man had to get out the house. And then chose to leave the house because they couldn't get a job. So the
women
was
household and all that. Yes,
and if you getting government assistance, you can't have no man in the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's where that came.
Oh, okay.
And in slavery, they wasn't letting us get married. They wasn't letting our people get married. That's why niggas was jumping the broom.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't get married. They
And
they frowned upon the family.
Yeah.
Black families rule.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
Us having that family dynamic, bro.
And they will never let that happen.
Us having that family dynamic as Nigerians actually helped a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot tremendously, bro.
Yeah, because even having like if you were even in high school, if you were from a divorced home, you are like
ostracized.
You are like no. Then we start asking, how does that work? Because everybody is married.
I remember I had this friend. His name is Tucson, and for some reason my mom didn't want me to associate with him. He was a cool guy, nothing to do the guy, right? But we found out that the mom would always come to pick up the kid alone. The dad never showed up. So finally, my mom just kept telling me, "You know that he doesn't have a father."
Yes.
Like, did he die?
So
No.
harsh, but that's how
They're
our parents-
divorced.
that's their
They're
parents'
divorced. Don't hang out with him. I was like, what? You're a kid.
Yes.
But they didn't want you to associate with that. There was this other kid. The parents didn't sleep in the same room. My mom hated me going to that house. When I say,
How did she
no,
know?
because I'm the one telling her now.
yes.
So you're not Aproko.
No, but it's not. You don't
Being
think
a
it's
professional snitch.
You're a child.
Why did they give me the RA job? What's wrong with you?
No.
I do my job and I
Not
do it
do any
diligently.
crime around
You're a
Oak
child.
Talk
You're a
rubbish
child.
here. I will
Yahoo,
snitch
Yahoo,
you
stay
here.
away from this one.
Yes.
Is it not Andrew that stole last week?
See, because in Nigeria, like even marriage, everything, relationship is economical. Like Nigerian girls don't even talk to you if you don't have money.
Right.
Like before coming to this country, I didn't believe that a girl can just like you. Then I come to this country, my first few weeks at TSU, I'm 17. So I'm seeing like 17, 18-year-old girls bringing their child to school.
Hey.
In my brain, I'm
brain.
thinking maybe they're bringing their niece, their nephew,
Their
or
cousins.
whatever, their brother.
I couldn't
Yeah.
understand
Then I'm
it.
like, wait, this is their child.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, how is this? Like, we are children.
When did it happen?
Yeah, and then
How?
and then these people are like single, like they're not even with the person they made their baby with, and then you start hearing about child support and all that stuff.
had no
and like
clue
how
what that
a
was.
man that really ain't shit is getting all these women pregnant.
Above 3.
Above, like, who is wife number 3? Like, who is the girlfriend number 3?
So another commonality between the people of the diaspora worldwide is we like to fuck.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Y'all pretend like I don't. Y'all pretend like I don't.
Banter!
But we get it
Give
in.
us.
My grandfather had 9. My great grandfather.
My grandfather had 5 wives.
My grandfather had 2.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? My dad dropped the ball a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up.
But do you know what happened? I actually
Keep
asked
the legacy going.
an African American, like, why is it that one man cannot handle 5 baby mamas, and me I grew up in a polygamous. My grandfather had 5 wives. Like, do you know the difference? Same thing. He made them wives. Once you don't give women like them the title, it's chaos.
The
It's
guys
like,
out here,
they were all living
there is
together
no
and
commitment
everything.
to these
They're
guys.
all wives.
These guys
These
have
ones
no
are.
commitment out here.
You say what?
These guys don't commit
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
they
like
don't
my
want-
grandfather.
do y'all have child support?
No. You just have to take care of your child.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my wife. I gotta pray. I'm gonna take her home. Baby, these men are afraid. These bitches are scary out here.
Wow.
They're gonna rob them. They're scared.
Because I don't get the concept of you made a baby and you kind of ran away. Like, I
That's
don't
because
know.
Yeah, I
the
never
government
knew
is
it.
in our they're in our lives from birth over here. So that's why the men don't commit to these women. Because you may say you be mad at me and you go run to the government and get whatever you need. You're gonna say fuck me if you can. You can say fuck me.
Yeah.
In other places, the women can't they can't do that.
Yeah.
They have to stick by their men. They have to stick with the choice they
They've made.
And as more Black Americans are learning about African culture or traditional African culture, you see a lot of people in Hotep. That could be a negative term too, but you see a lot of those like crystal moon, sage burning type motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like they're into the polygamy and
Yeah.
kind of recreating those traditional
Those
structures.
traditions.
There are a lot of us who want culture. We want to we want that. We want a stable family and a man who doesn't, that we're not worried about. We want that. It's just sometimes in the world that we live in, it's hard to find that because so many people just don't trust. And that's something that I think we all can relate on, Black, African, or what, that our people just have a hard time dealing with each other. Like.
And we always get to feel validated by the white man.
But
tribes against tribes, man against woman, it's always more than what it needs to be.
But one thing I'm grateful for is, I say it in the broadest terms, they did not account for music. And when I say they, we know what we're talking about, but they did not account for music to do what it would do. Because when the music got accepted, we know it took a long time, but once that Afrobeat came in, it now allowed this to happen, these conversations, these talks, and they did not account for it because now they don't even know what to do.
That's also back though. That happened also in slavery. What they couldn't make us not do is sing. They could not stop us from humming and communicating through music. That is also why Black people still over here. We have a very strong connection to entertainment. Because they could not.
They can't stop it.
And in the wall. Okay, we can't go. You can't.
And you know what's so crazy? That song, we just know it. Even the Nigerians that came here, you just know that song because it's spread so wide. You just know the song. I don't even know.
Shout out to Afrobeats.
Shout out to Afrobeats, hip hop, reggae. Because all these struggles, we've been united by the music.
Because of that, now we're having the conversations. And when once you start to talk about these things, you see how the bridge is just. They are doing everything. They can't replicate Afrobeats. They can't.
Because it's spiritual.
Because that's the most spiritual
it's
one.
the most spiritual.
And so you guys have to do your part. All of y'all have to procreate with Black Americans.
Hell
and I feel like once we continue to have more green card babies.
I call dibs on Dom.
I
call dibs.
I don't think that's not how it works.
Oh, that's not. Oh, my bad.
No, you have to still court. Jesus.
My bad. We go on some dates or something.
But which Afrobeat song did the work? When was your first experience with Afrobeats?
I love you.
Because that was a melting point.
It was by Burna Boy.
Okay, shout out to Burna Boy.
Bridge.
Were you one of the people who mistook it for Kanye?
No.
Because that's what happened, actually.
Yes.
That's what helped the promotion.
That's what helped promote it.
See, another black man helping another black man.
I was hearing it, and then I was like, I heard the reason why I got so popular. And I was like, I knew Kanye's that nigga. I knew he did this. He did something else back in the day too that I can't remember. He did this shit.
So not to focus. So what about the sound? Okay, you hear now. It's like, what? This sounds different. What about it? Like just.
It's close to my soul, baby.
Oh no! I've seen that thing happen. Like when I was working at that place, I'm not going to give them promotion because of the way they let me.
The electronic store.
Yeah, they about that place. So it's like I know the bouncer is a black guy, right? But I see how like spiritual Afrobeats is where that you don't even know when you're like
nodding your
like
head.
it's like the way if you want to know
Same as
the
hip-hop.
Africans or the like in the room. That is where everybody gets called African Americans. The moment you hear Afrobeat, there's like your body has to move. It's something about it.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know.
That
For
music.
me, the first African music I heard was Fela.
Hey.
And then
Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself.
You went to the root because you're listening to Afrobeat without the S.
Right, for
That
sure.
is the
Without
real
the S, that's the
one.
real one.
And it felt like Bob Marley. It was just so reminiscent of the same
and that's
struggle.
why they're
Yes.
the icons.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
Fela and Bob Marley.
So, because we could talk about this forever.
Yeah, I think we might have a part two. Part two loaded.
Possible.
What do people think? In the comments, let us know if you want us to have.
But I wanted to say before we wrap up. So like, are you in regards to like the stereotypes? Right? Is your mind like completely switched over, or do you feel like you still kind of believe some of these stereotypes?
May nobody alive for here. It's not complete. It's not complete because there are some stereotypes that
You still see it?
because you see it, you still it's still alive because no one has broken that one. Like that gangster stuff, that one you can't shake it off. You can't shake it off.
Yes.
I remember when I made a sound in my apartment, and it's It sounded so wrong.
Yes.
This boy was
I
doing
did
gang
I did
cries.
ooh whatever ooh. You know that kind of sound. And the way this girl looked at me, I can never. The way this girl looked at me and said, "Do you know where you are?" I was like, "I'm in my house." He said, that guy is this, that guy is that, and our neighbor is this. I said, Jesus. My neighbor was a color.
Yes.
I said, never again. I would never whistle.
So, let me ask you, because I remember, sorry to call you out. Because when he was at your age, he told me this stuff that, one time he was walking, he was at a gas station, and he saw like a whole bunch of black people in front. And then all of a sudden, you started feeling, you didn't want to walk in front because you felt your life was in danger.
Uncomfortable.
Do you still feel that way where you see like a bunch of black people standing?
No, not anymore.
That's great progress.
That's amazing.
Not anymore.
It's giving progress.
No, because honestly,
Giving growth.
like once I see 4, I'm like, hey, James, let's go together, please.
Okay, well, do you feel that when you see a group of white people?
No.
Do you know, actually, I feel that way when I see a group of white people.
No, you meant then. Now I'm scared.
Outskirts of Houston.
Now I'm scared.
Do you feel that when you see
I'm terrified.
Yes.
In fact, if the children
Because
run
they are the
past
mass
me,
shooters,
I
no
go the
offense,
other
you
way.
know.
Because this could be it. Like I really like when that guy got into power, I don't mess with Oyibo people. I'm sorry, Oyibo is white, but I don't.
Let me ask the African Americans, because I know the stereotypes that they say
You're going
African
for.
men are aggressive.
Hey!
Do you
Jesus.
still believe?
Yes, I do believe it, and I
James
enjoy
is
it.
aggressive right now.
I like aggression. I like masculine energy. I
okay.
like
Talk
alpha
shit
males.
out
I'm here for all of that.
Hey, Banter.
So in regards to stereotypes, I still feel like it's kind of I'm in a unique position to dismantle them, I've been with my family in Chicago, my Nigerian family, and we were at an intersection, and it was a school band, and they were fundraising. They were asking for money.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, these people now,
Begging
why are they
for
always
money.
begging? They are gangsters. I was like, or it's an extracurricular activity, and they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Wow.
And then when I'm with Black Americans, and they like, Africans are funky, and I'm like, have you never had a day where you forgot deodorant? Like, it happens.
Like
Well,
simple.
hold on.
To the
I like
best
that-
of
I like
us.
that you touched on that because I've been
James.
sitting here debating on if I want to speak on this. All
Speak.
First of all, I want to address this. Everybody watching this, right?
Yes.
If you're African, if you're Nigerian, and you've been in America, use deodorant. Just use it. Look, I'll tell you this. You probably funky, you don't know it, and your friends are not gonna tell you. But I'm gonna take it upon myself right now to tell your ass. Use that shit. You wash your armpits and use deodorant.
Oh
People
my
are
God.
out here smelling you. Some of y'all, not all Africans,
Yeah, for sure.
but some of y'all. I'm not gonna say names because some of y'all know. Just do it. If you're not using deodorant, start using it today.
Fuck that.
If you know yourself or not, you're not using
Fuck
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
Rodon wants to address
Scrub all the hot spots and upgrade the soap. Okay, Suave is not the soap to use or the soap to use on your hair because I know you're using Suave to shampoo your hair.
Jesus.
Wow.
Use a washcloth, and we don't have to have the buckets in the shower anymore. Okay, take the bucket
for real,
out of
Banter
yourself.
really.
I'm so serious about this, bro, because I'm tired of my nostrils hurting. Look,
Wow.
for real, I'm gonna be straight up.
Be honest.
Straight up because I'm Nigerian and I'm saying this. Matter of fact, Phil, I'm used to
Hey, wow. I'm
But
safe.
he's repentant. When
I'm
we first
saved.
met Philly, back in the day. Over 10 years ago, Phil have been first for 10 years. Over 10 years now. Like, back then.
No.
You was like, damn, what the fuck? I'm like, damn. It's like, this is my nigga, but how do I tell this nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Andrew and James.
We had that conversation.
Bro.
What happened?
Life changed.
See, we're doing
Bro,
God's
and I'm
work.
just going to go first.
Because people need to know.
Even me, bro. When I first came to America, bro, I'll never forget. I got on the school bus and I walked by this chick and she clowned me. Talking about I smell like I raised goats. That was the end of it, bro. That day, I told my mama we going to Walmart. Let's go.
But it's the food that's being cooked at the house, so
Yeah, that's
blame
true,
our
too.
parents,
These our way, bro. We can't eat the same food.
No,
I
but
understand, bro.
okay.
But another stereotype is that I think they say we can't work together. I feel like that's
That's bullshit. We can't work together.
there's a famous black quote.
Okay.
We
Wow.
must work twice as hard to get half of what they have. So we need to work together.
Isn't that Olivia Pope
double
in
up.
Scandal?
I mean, he said
Oh.
famous black quote. He didn't
Yeah,
say
yes,
where.
yes.
Because that shit moved me.
Hold on.
We gotta
It's
work
popular.
twice as hard.
Yes.
Twice as I would never forget that line.
It's
in
Olivia
stand-up.
Pope, not black.
Oh my god.
And Shonda Rhimes
Well,
wrote it, and she's black.
Yeah, because I feel like if black people and Africans come together,
It's over.
it's over.
That's a fact.
It's over. Like they are going to be scared.
And,
Like us.
and let's not say if, when.
When? Because it's happening. Back to Africa. All the African Americans were in Ghana. Shout out to Ghana, the new
Ghana holds it
the
down.
new giant of Africa. You know.
I
So-
fought for all African Americans for us to band together and go back to
Yes.
Africa and save it from the Asians. The Asians are taking over. I love them.
So at this point,
Stop Asian
You gonna have
hate.
to go ahead and cut it short.
Stop Asian hate. We gotta say that too.
We have to save Africa.
They are actually taking over. So African Americans, see, your money goes a long way. Okay? So all that money, you can go to Africa, you can build a house, and it's your house. No one is coming for you. We are one.
Okay, good. And on that note, we're gonna wrap it up because I know we're gonna talk about this shit forever.
I have a dream
I had like 5
that
more,
one day African
body
and
odor
African Americans
punchline.
will work
We can't
together.
go ahead and talk about it.
You got hot about that deodorant, but go on.
So if y'all like the topic, let us know. Comments. Also subscribe.
Yes.
Please let us know what you want us to talk about. If you like what we talked about, if you have comments on it, just let us know. All of that good stuff, man. You have any sponsors today?
and today's video is sponsored by
Ilekon Athletic Club, the first Nigerian-owned gym in the city of Houston, Texas. Afro Boot Camp every last Saturday of the month. See you there.
All right, that wraps another episode of Wowo Banter.
Bye bye. America, bye.